Hi my loves, you are welcome to another tutorial on olives. In this video I'll share with you how to draft an overbust corset. If this is something you are really interested in, do keep on watching. If you are a returning subscriber, you are welcome once again. If you are new here, consider subscribing and join the family. Let's get right into this video. My pattern is ready, and this is the top part, which is the border line as well as the starting line, and the border line facing me is the center front. Meanwhile, we are not going to start by drafting a basic bodice. We have a tutorial on that on this channel, and this is the outcome of that tutorial, so we are just going to save time and use these patterns. These are the two front bodice and the other is the back. This one has a shoulder dart and a waist dart, and the other one has an underarm dart. So in this video I'll concentrate on the shoulder dart, and in another video of the same overbust corset tutorial I'll use the underarm dart to explain for you to know the differences and also choose which one works for you best. Okay, so I'll move on to transfer the shoulder dart as well as the back on my pattern paper. Voila, here we have it. This is my front and the other part is my back. Okay, so we have the shoulder dart, right, and that is what we are going to use. Now this is just the bodice, so we have to make it into a top. Here you determine the length of your top. I used 24 inches, but after working I realized that the 24 inches as the length of top was too much, so I would rather prefer 22 inches depending on what you want anyways. So the round upper hip I'm working with is 37. I'm going to divide that by 4 and place it right from the center front and mark the result. For most overbust corset, you will see an extension away from your actual hip measurement. Now I'm just going to use 1 inch, right? I did this voiceover after sewing, so for me, next time doing this I wouldn't add that extra 1 inch or even 1.5 inch. Okay, so I'll mark the same thing on the back, and this is how it looks like. I'll connect to the waist. Okay, yeah. So while drafting in the basic bodice pattern tutorial, we took off this part and it is also reflecting here, so it means that we are going to cut it out. Okay, and we need to blend it to the hip line or the upper hip of the top like this. All right, I hope that makes sense. That's a back tightening. All right, still on the back, I'm going to determine the center of the dart, the back dart, like this on the waistline. So after doing this, I'll mark the same thing on the hip line, make it into a straight line. We are just trying to redirect the dart to the hip, or let me say the length of the top. Okay, just as I have done like that. Right now we are going to do the same thing for the front as well. On the front, this particular dart is just for normal dart, okay, but we are going to connect it to meet up to the nipple point, so when we are closing it, it will be easier to close. Okay, all right, so from here I'll mark my shoulder to underbust and put this into a straight line. Good. All right, so here we are going to determine the depth of our neckline. I use 5 inches. Here is where the overbust neckline will start from. Okay, we will move on to tighten the underbust. The round underbust measurement is 28.5. Okay, I'm going to divide it by 4, and this is what I have. So now see what I'm going to do for the underbust tightening. I'll measure from the first dart leg towards me to the center front. Whatever I have, I'll record it and continue the measurement from the other dart leg like this. Here, just going to continue from here and mark the underbust measurement. So there will be an excess. Mine is here, so I'm going to record the excess that I have, right, and that is what we are going to use to tighten the underbust. Yours might be more, so I'll mark 1/2 inch is about 1 inch and mark the excess towards the side. Right, so if you end up having more than 1 inch, all you do is mark 1/2 inch towards the center front and mark the excess, let's say 1 inch towards the side. Okay, moving on to the overbust, I'll take in 1/2 inch like this, half inch this way just to tighten the overbust, okay, and connect it to the nipple point as shown. Yeah, I will then connect with a curve to the underbust tightening like this. Just make sure you blend them together, okay. So right from the underbust, I'll connect from here to meet the waist, here to meet the waist. Do the same thing to the length of the top as shown. So all this place will be cut off. All right, moving on the back, we are going to determine the neckline, right? So the guideline of the neckline will be the chest line. You may as well keep the chest line as your neckline, but I'm just going to curve in from the chest line by 1 inch and just connect together. Yeah, so that's my back. You may go deeper as well. Here is what I'm going to do. I'll tighten the center back neckline by straightening up the dart from the waist up to the neckline, okay. And here I've connected the same thing to the length of the top. I'll divide whatever I have here into 2 and then mark it like this, right? I'll take in half on both sides as that and also connect them together. After which we are going to take a particular measurement at the center back, which will permit us to be able to lace the back. All right, so I'll take in 1.5. I later went in by 1/4 inch, so that's a total of 1/3 inch. I'll connect them together this way, and so the lacing will start from here. So here is taking off. This is my back 1, 2 and 3. Okay, it's very important to note all this, and this is also the top, so while sewing you don't get confused. Okay, so with the back we are done for now. We just concentrate on our front. Okay, just like the back, I'll measure whatever I have here into 2 like this. All this extra intake depends on how much you want to snatch your waist. Okay, I'll go in by just 1/4 inch on both sides and also connect in a form of a dart. This is tightening. We are trying to tighten the whole waistline of our corset, hence why I took 1/2 inch on both sides of the dart on the back. I'll go in by 1.5 here. I'll go ahead and use my curve to shape the hem of the top. You may use 2 inches from the hem of the top and curve it in as you see me doing. All right, with the help of the center dart leg, I'm going to cut through like this, and I'll stop on the nipple point and close the top dart this way. Alright, so after closing, then I can determine how deep I want my neckline to look like. You know, it looks deeper as in the picture, so I'm just going to curve in like this. I just went in about 1.5 from my initial neckline. You can go deeper as well. I later alterated it, so yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, and towards the center front, the dart leg, I'm going to leave that paper right here and cut this one out. I still went ahead to add a little paper to the center front piece like this, and I'll use a glue right on it this way and just place the side front on it. I'll just glue them together to the underbust like this. So this is where we are going to determine a new style line for the center front. Okay, we are not going to leave it just as it is. From the center front, I'll measure roughly about 2/4 inch, something like that. You may do like 1.5 inch. Okay, you can do whatever you want. This tutorial is just a guideline for you, my dear. So I'll connect it to the underbust. Make sure whatever point you marked, it is connected to the underbust, the center front underbust. All right, just like you see me doing, just follow and do it right here. Yeah, so I'll move on to cut out. So after cutting, this is what we look like. So I'm going to put in the notches, necessary notches, so whenever we are ready to sew, it will be easier to match everything together. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, hit on the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are yet to, and if you are interested in knowing how to go about the same overbust corset with an underarm dart, then turn on your notification bell to be notified. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.